This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
And Sleaze, here we go. Brought to you by McDonald's. Support local business owners and entrepreneurs in your neighborhood by visiting a nearby McDonald's today.
So the Coldplay concert affair, 3 thoughts. 1, the friend in the black shirt and the jeans, totally in on it and more embarrassed for them than I think they even were. 2, it really sucks that you went viral on the 2 slowest days of the sports calendar, today being the day with no sports. And 3, I really hope his wife that he cheated on is not a Coldplay fan.
Who would have thought a kiss cam moment could have turned into a nightmare?
Name something that has fired up and exploded the internet bigger than that story yesterday. I can't even think of what would be bigger.
Dude, every single thing on my Instagram, it was bigger than Diddy. And it's a whole other topic, but I love the fact that Chris Martin even said, maybe they're having an affair.
Things could not have gone worse for that dude. That company just got $94 million in funding, I think 6 weeks ago, of Series D funding. There's unless he was the guy who created the company, he may get to stay, but the HR lady, bye-bye. Has to be. And her director, who was just sitting there giggling.
Apparently, she talked about when she got the job, she was all over Facebook about it too. So
I don't think they completed their Coldplay modules. I don't believe they got that far. We have to get into this later, though. I know you have a ton of other sleeves.
All right, we're going to get into this, but I actually am shocked about this. Stephen Colbert and CBS, they are ending The Late Show.
That's
crazy. Apparently, Colbert was like, well, it's not that I'm being replaced. The show's just ending. And they have this whole statement. We consider Stephen Colbert irreplaceable and will retire The Late Show. And then they went on to praise him. But how about that?
So they're going to sunset it? It won't be on at all.
Yeah, it's totally sunsetting the entire show. I was shocked.
What do you think will be on in its place?
It just said, and Colbert said, it's not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
Man, that is the end of a big era.
Barnes, do you remember Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV?
Yeah, was it Deathmatch or Grudge? Whatever. Yeah, I remember that thing. Yeah.
I really thought about it when this story is crazy. Well, first of all, we've got Dave Navarro suing Perry Farrell for assault and battery.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, and they should.
This is pretty crazy. And then, of course, Perry fights back. But first, let's talk about Navarro. He and the band demanding millions from Perry, the whole band. They said that Perry derailed their North American tour. Apparently, there was a fight after the fight on stage. Did you see that? They were literally in each other's faces, shoving one another. Navarro claiming the fight continued backstage, adding no one could calm Perry down. Allegedly, Perry punched him in the face. Navarro found this especially triggering because he's the victim of a violent encounter that occurred during his teenage years. So then, here we go. Perry Farrell now suing Jane's Addiction over that onstage fight.
Wait, so Perry is suing Jane's Addiction? Okay, I'm confused. I thought the band was suing Perry.
They are, and now Perry Farrell is fighting back.
Oh, and okay.
In a 30-page complaint, he accuses the former members of the band of orchestrating a years-long campaign of bullying and harassment aimed at undermining him.
This is a stretch, don't you think? I mean...
Yeah. And then I guess, Perry's wife is now in it as well. She said this is yet another clear example of the group uniting to isolate and bully Perry.
I mean, why would they want to kill their gravy train? It's his voice that is the signature piece of that band that's going to make that band float. So why would they want to screw that up? He's got such a difficult case to prove because he's the one who lashed out on stage at everybody.
Well, it's kind of interesting because the minute I saw, the Dave Navarro one, maybe minutes later, Perry, because I think Perry all along, they're saying, was going to sue them. and maybe Dave and the band got wind of it. We'll see.
Wow. And Perry's now with the wife. The wife is very active now, involved in everything because they're working in the studio together, which is so interesting. I would never work in the studio with my wife.
Have you heard about the new Gwyneth Paltrow biography, Gwyneth the Biography by Amy Odell?
No, so this is unauthorized?
No, I don't. I think it's because it says from Amy Odell, but I'm imagining that she talked with this woman, but it's got a lot of juicy stuff in it. One of them is why Gwyneth and Ben Affleck's romance imploded 28 years ago.
I forgot about that.
She once called him technically excellent when it came to his bedroom skills. Remember all that? She used to talk about having sex with him all the time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, her friends thought that Ben was more of an intellectual match, but that he had demons. Apparently in this book, this woman, Amy, is saying Affleck was struggling with alcoholism and a gambling habit around the time he met Gwyneth. I thought this was interesting. He at times seemed more interested in playing video games with the guys at his house than being with Gwyneth.
Man, he does have the demons. It's good to see that that person was right 28 years later. He still got him.
I'll have more from that book later in Celebrity Sleaze. John McEnroe sat down. I thought this was really kind of an emotional discussion about his life. This is with the Graham Bensinger podcast. I guess when McEnroe walked away from tennis, he thought he was stepping into this new chapter of his life and family. Instead, he says it felt like everything collapsed at once.
Not only was I losing a part of my identity, which was tennis, or so I thought. Turns out I'm still obviously a lot more involved than I thought I would be at the time. What I basically thought I was stopping for, in a way, was so that allow my ex-wife to sort of have the opportunity to go out and do her thing and then take care of the kids, which I thought, hey, that's not a bad thing. They're young, and that would be a good thing. So then to have sort of neither one of those, in a way, like the end of the marriage and the career, that was a lot to handle. That seemed a bit overwhelming.
I'm assuming he's talking about Tatum O'Neal. I don't know if he was married.
I was going to bring that up. So he said it was the end of his career, his marriage, and the loss of his identity. And then I guess Graham Bensinger said, why was he crying at the changeover in Paris?
Do you remember why you were crying on the changeovers in Paris?
It just was I shouldn't have been on the court. I felt like I was sort of obligated to sort of finish. I mean, I guess I didn't have to. I guess I was lucky in a way that I played with my brother. So I had some support system. Patrick was with me. Davis Cup meant a lot to me around that time because I was around people that were supporting me, and my kids were there. And so I was at least getting by the skin of my teeth.
He has calmed a lot, like in the last 5 years, and just softened.
I have to say this, and I may have told you this years ago, because I was a big McEnroe fan, and I was at a radio station one time, and it was before you and I were doing the show together, and I had to do this in-store with him. He was so not nice, I will say this.
Really?
He was signing autographs, never looked up at anybody, and I thought, man, what a bummer.
He's angry, yeah.
But maybe it was the time he was going through stuff. I don't know.
But his career was based on anger. I mean, think about all the TV clips. It's always his meltdowns. I mean, that was his identity. And even after the fact, when he would play in those seniors events, I think then he felt like, I can't compete anymore. So he lost that. And now he, was in the older group. And now he's just reflecting on it all. And I think that's what's, kind of softened him.
You're absolutely right. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because you're not playing me.
With rapid-fire takes.
And a lot to get to, and I'm not sure you're going to like all of it. Honestly, I don't even care if you like all of it or not. I have a job to do.
Scorching debates.
On any given week, you have lots to beef about. Take advantage of it. Get up in here.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
She's not my fault. We will get to all of that.
The Jim Rome Show podcast.
Get up in here, and we'll beef later on. What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You've been warned.